you also have your material, and you can use that to also join in and make reference to it. You can also take personal notes over there so that whatever challenges that you have, you'll be able to go through it. So for a start, I even added a course outline. So we are supposed to go through the course outline because that is going to serve as a basis for whatever we are doing. If you have the course outline before the examination or the quiz, as we move on every time, as he goes on with you, you make reference to the course outline and it will let you know where you've got into and how far you are going with respect to the course. So that is what we are going to do. So let's quickly zoom into the course outline and go through the course outline. So Introductory to Statistics 1, EMA209, that is a course code. What goes into this? So with respect to intro start, so we have some course materials that you need. References have been made to the materials that you need here. So you can make reference to it. Just as I said, please do not rely only on the slides. So you can download some of these materials, then make use of them. So we have a Kelbert M 2005 Probability and Statistics, Volume 1. You can download them. If you also have your personal stamp book that you know can also be of help based on the materials, you can also use it. Because it's even stated here that students are encouraged to search for additional reading materials that are relevant on the course with respect to the course. So you can do that online or go to libraries and use them. Then you should also have your calculators and your graph books ready with you. Now the course you're taking for the course, what are you expecting to get out of this course? This course will focus on techniques, graphical representation and interpretation of data. You know, when we talk about statistics, we can't take away collection of data and interpreting the data. We also look at permutation and combination and linear regression. So it is also supposed to introduce you to language and core concepts of probability theory and provide you with a statistical toolbox to enable you to make sense of the world around you. So most of the things that we are going to consider, we are going to look at some real life experiences, which we can use them. So it is not going to be abstract. So if you are asked any question, you can bring these real world experiences on board so that we can really relate to what we are looking at. Let's look at the course objectives in whole. By the end of the course, you'll be able to explain basic statistical concepts. That is the fundamental thing you are supposed to do. Then you should also be able to display data graphically and interpret. So you can't talk about statistics without representation of data. And it also comes with interpretation. And that is what you should be able to look at. And also calculate and interpret measures of central tendencies. Then calculate and interpret measures of spread and variability. Then you should be able to apply the concept of permutation and combination in solving problems. And also develop a conceptual understanding of the basic concept of probability. And also apply the concept of probability to solve real life problems. Then you should be able to fit a simple linear regression model to data using the least square method and interpret the results of regression analysis. Trust me, this course is one of the courses you will enjoy. It's very practical. Most of the content in there, some of you have dealt with it in the secondary school and in JHS. So it shouldn't be a challenge to you. Just that at this level, you just get a higher level of them, but then you are supposed to, it's meant for you to enjoy. So we have quizzes and examination, taking parts, being part of whatever you do as usual, you know that. And we expect you to uphold to academic integrity, which most of us are aware of. Attendance to class. Dr. Yakwa doesn't joke with us at attendance. Please, when it comes to class, he's going to mark attendance. So please, those of you who like dodging, and those of you who like to come online and you will not talk. You'll be forced to talk, because at the end of the day, it will not be fair to give scores to students across the board, even though that person is not coming to class. So attendance to class, scores will be given according to those who come to class, not just come to class and become spectators, but they get involved in whatever they are supposed to do. So later on, you can go through the various content and objectives for them. But for today, for the first section today, we are hopefully going to look at basic statistical concepts. That is going to be our target for today. We are going to look at some explanation to basic statistical concepts. When we talk about statistics, descriptive and inferential statistics, what do we mean? I'll ask you to also search on your phones to come up with your take on them. You give me real examples of them. Discrete and continuous variables, then population and sample and measurement scale. These are what we are going to look at today. And if there is time, we'll look at some graphical representation of data. We'll look at frequency distribution, the pie chart, the bar, the stem plots, histogram, and box plots, which I think most of us are familiar with some of them. So it will just be a matter of any question concerning the course outline? Any question, any confusion about the course outline? Any question, clarification? Any question or clarification with respect to the course outline? Okay. So either agenda by looking at considering the first one, which is introduction to basic statistical concept. First of all, when we talk about statistics, if I may ask, what's statistics? Statistics. What is so what's statistics? Eric.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, go ahead.
Statistics deals with collecting, organizing, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data in order to make decisions or draw conclusions.
Great. I like that. Isa, do you have any other? Isa, your hand was up.
Hello, Doc. Yeah,
Isa,
Doc.
go ahead.
When we talk of statistics, it deals with how data is collected, how it is grouped in a suitable way for graphical representation, and how it is interpreted.
Great. Thank you very much. So you can't go through the course without understanding what actually the course means. So I like what they've all said, and certain keywords are running through it. Collect data, you interpret, analyze, and you interpret. You can get very, very practical. So looking at this section with respect to the introduction to basic statistical concepts, we are going to have an overview of the essential concepts in statistics, where I will be laying emphasis in some relevant multiple disciplines and application in our everyday decision making. So today I want you to bring these real everyday examples on board. Tell me some of the real examples that we use statistics for. We also want to understand concepts with respect to analyzing of data when it comes to health, business, education, social sciences. How does statistics come to play? And that is what we'll be looking at. So most of you have given us beautiful definition with respect to statistics. We have another definition here. Before that, let's look at the course, the learning objectives. Let's look at the learning objectives for this afternoon. So by the time we are done, we should be able to understand what statistics is. Then we'll also be able to know what differentiate between descriptive and inferential statistics. what is descriptive statistics, what is inferential. You should be able to say it with examples. Then when we talk about districts and continent, we also look at population and sample. What do we mean by population and sample? Then understanding measurement skills. What are some measurement skills that we can use with respect to statistics? So we'll be looking at these. These are the objectives. So please, as we go on, when we are done, I'll ask you what you are taking away. If you are telling me what you are taking away, let the objectives be your guide. Let the objectives be your guide as to with respect to what you are taking away. So we can say that statistics is the science that deals with the collection, organization, analyzing and interpreting, and presenting of data. So you realize that these definitions were running through all that they said. You collect the data, you organize, you analyze, interpret, and what? And then present your data. It is one of the fundamental tools that we use to analyze data with respect to science, health, education, even in our own life. At one point in time, we just collect some data. Perhaps it doesn't mean you have literally gone to the ground to collect some data from people, but it can even be information that somebody is giving to you. Based on that information that you are giving, you are able to make decisions out of that. Now let's look at some of these statistics that we'll be talking about. And among them is the descriptive and inferential statistics. So at this point, it's your time to tell me what is descriptive statistics, what is inferential statistics. Then we'll be able to look at the differences between the two. Then we'll pick it up from there. So for 5 minutes, let's look at the difference between inferential statistics, descriptive, and inferential statistics. So descriptive and inferential. For 5, let's look at the difference between the two. When you hear examples about descriptive, tell me some examples. It. Descriptive statistics. Has anybody come up with what is that? What is descriptive statistics? Let's pick one after the other.
Doc, please, as the name goes,
Yeah, Joseph,
yes,
Governor, yeah, go ahead.
yes, as the name goes, descriptive. And anytime that you are descriptive, it means that what comes to mind is that you are describing something. So I can say that with this, you are going to describe the traits, or you are going to describe the traits of that particular data, for which take into consideration what constitutes it, its characteristics, and the known fact about it. So you are going to describe it. That's the main thing that comes to my mind when you talk about the descriptive statistics.
This source is Joseph 2025, right? So Joseph said this is coming from him. Said, Madam, this one is my own. Thank you very much. So he says that you are going to describe it. Great. Any other? And I would love it if you come up with some examples. So with descriptive, as you go on with your search, just let other people also come in. Thank you very much. As you said, kindly come in with an example so that we'll be able to really get a picture of descriptive statistics. Okay. I'm seeing a hand. Daniel.
Madam, when we talk about descriptive statistics, it summarizes data. For example, we will find the mean and we will use the mean to make predictions. For example, the mean age of people in, let's say, in a primary school. Madam, then we will stand on it to make predictions. But when we talk of inferential statistics, it talks about a sample of a larger group, but the descriptive will use the whole group. The descriptive will use the whole group to find, or we'll describe it like the mean and the age, but the inferential we use sample of the group to make predictions of the whole group. Example
Great.
of the inferential statistics
Mm-hmm.
is for example, during the election, before the elections, we had something like info analytics. They use sample of the nation, like some areas, to make predictions of the elections. That's what I'll talk about, madam.
Great. I think that is a very good one there. Thank you very much. Eric, your hand was up. Any other to add on? Yeah.
Yeah, the descriptive statistics, that one had to do with collecting and organizing the data, also presenting it in a meaningful way. So as you said, you can use tables, you can use the tables, maybe bar chart, pie chart, and then histograms. Then the central tendencies, you can use the mean, the median to also represent it. So example is when you conduct your end of term exams in the school. So you record your students' score, then you can take their average, the average score there. So that's this descriptive statistic. But when we talk about the inferential statistics, that one use a sample to make conclusions or to make predictions and or a decision about a larger population. So we can also use the sample techniques to collect data on that one. Thank you.
Great. Excellent. So thank you very much. So if I have a particular data set and I want to use the characteristics of these data sets, I want to describe their characteristics, that I say that I am doing descriptive. So let's assume that I bring all Wednesday bonds who are with switch for block 2, all Wednesday bonds. I bring all of them on board. Then I look at their characteristics, describe their characteristics based on what I'm saying. I'm seeing to draw my conclusion. Then I can say that is descriptive statistics ongoing there. But when we talk about inferential, let's assume I'm not able to get all the Wednesday bonds. So I just pick some portion of the Wednesday bonds. Let's assume that in total I got 2,000 Wednesday bonds. I couldn't deal with them to describe all of them, look at them and summarize whatever I want to say about them. But I decided to just pick a portion of them to be able to talk about who they are. Then I can say that I'm doing what inferential statistics. So that is the difference. So inferential deals with a sample, whilst the descriptive. So based on that, I think I'm jumping ahead. What are some of the differences you think we can get? What are some of the differences we can get? It's not here, but we need to know. What are some of the Daniel. Yeah, Daniel. Daniel, your hand is up.
Please, madam, is an old hand.
Okay. So, Joseph, Kobina.
You can say that in descriptive
Are you
statistics.
Kobina or Kobina?
It's Kobina.
Oh, okay. So are you descriptive or you're inferential?
But I'm descriptive.
Go ahead, Joseph. Yeah, descriptive. You go ahead.
Okay. You can say that with descriptive, you are going to take all the data. You involve but with the other one, you are going to take sample of it. So that one distribute this with all, whilst the inferential this with some.
Okay.
That's one difference.
Great. Any other person with a different opinion? So I think the point is made and it's clear now. Great. Any question with respect to descriptive? Great. So if we don't have any question, we want to look at the next set of data that we can also talk about. That is discrete and continuous variables. I would love the ladies to talk here. I didn't hear them talk for inferential and descriptive. I know they said it is for the men. So ladies, Dorcas, you are the first to smile, so you be the first to start. So what is discrete and continuous variable? So kindly let's make use of our phones to do this search. So you search. I think the slides you can edit. You can type something and add it. You can add your notes to it. You see that there are a portion that is click to add notes. So try and be adding on your notes. It doesn't mean it's a slides coming from the lecture, so you can't do anything to it. No, you can add on your notes. That becomes your personal notes. So discrete and continuous variable. What is discrete? What is continuous? Let's just give ourselves some 3 minutes for the search. Just as I said, I would love to come with examples. So come in with your examples. I'll be glad. Okay, Daniel.
Please,
Daniel,
madam,
go.
Please, madam,
My
with the
ladies.
discrete,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead with the discrete.
Yeah, they are countable and take distinct variables. Like when you are counting a number of something, we make 1, 2, 3, 4 without any point on it. But with the continuous variables, it takes points and they are always measured. So the height of something, let's say the height of a person, 5.2 meters. Temperature, taking temperature 37 point something meters. I think that's the differences that I'll make, madam.
Thank you. Stephanie, your hand was up.
Madam, the discrete data involved was the countable, as I rather said, and it's always written in a whole number. Like a number of students, when we count a number of students in the class, we can't get a point or a decimal. But with the continuous, it's measured variables within a range. So like a height of a person, the temperature, there is always a point. It's not always a whole number. But with the discrete, it's always a whole number. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Last one, Dorcas. Dorcas, I still want more examples. So Dorcas.
Madam.
Yeah, Dorcas.
The discrete variables. You cannot have fractions and decimals. They are in whole numbers. They are presented in whole numbers. Examples are number of children in a family, goals scored, ages, number of cars or number of siblings in a family. On the continuous variable, it takes any value within a range, including fractions and decimals. Example, the distance, volume of water in a bottle. Let's say 1.6 liters, temperature 36.6 degrees Celsius, or time in seconds or in minutes.
Okay, that is a very good one there. Thank you. Kwekubwa, my last one. Kwekubwa.
Hello. The continuous ones, they normally have a scientific measuring instrument, which is used to measure, unlike the discrete one, which is done by counting. For example, temperature, they have an instrument that is used to measure temperature. The length of a distance, there's an instrument. So for the continuous, they have a specific scientific instrument which can be used to measure. Thank you.
Great, thank you. How does these images come in? How do they come in? How do these images come in to buttress what we have said with respect to discrete and continuous? So we, just as you all made mention of the discrete ones, they take distinct separate values. But with the continuous ones, they are within a particular range. So let's say the height, the weight. If I want to check the weight of people, I can get it within a particular range. It could even be temperature. We know the normal temperature for humans. So when I'm taking, I realize that it will be all that I'll be getting will be within that particular range. How does these images come in? For us to know actually the difference between the discrete and the continuous. Let's look at the images and tell me where they fall.
I think that those that you can count, the countable ones.
I didn't see you raise your hand. Who is talking? I didn't see the one talking raise his hand. Who is talking, please? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, Joseph, go ahead.
Those that are measured, you can see time. The watch there, which is used to measure time. Then I think there's a ruler there, which is used to measure distance. They are what? Continuous. So time becomes continuous because it's being measured. And those that you can count, those that are on the table that you can count, 1, 2, they are discrete because they are obtained by what? Counting. So that is what I have.
Okay, any other person with respect to the images that we have here? Any other? Any other? How does the electricity gadget, the gadget in there come in? So let me zoom out for you to see it. I know some of you dealt with physics. So how does these, what the image on the right top corner, how does that come in? And where does it fall with respect to the continuous and the discrete? Thank you very much, Joseph. Where does it fall? I want that, just to lay emphasis on that. Where do we classify that? Yeah, Oliver.
Madam, we can see that those instruments there are used for measuring. So
Okay.
it can take continuous values. So it will be for continuous.
Okay, great. Then which ones will be for the discrete? Yeah, if it's for continuous, which one will go for discrete? Or what you are saying is that all of them are for continuous?
All of them are for the continuous because all of them will take decimals or fractions. But with the discrete, it will take whole numbers. Like let's say number of children in a class, goals scored in a match, all will take a whole number.
Okay, great. So I love the fact that these images were attached. When you use these pictures in the classroom, you bring the point home. Your students get to know what you're actually talking about. So when you are preparing to go to class to teach them, do not ignore these images. And when you see them in the slides, please try and add them onto your answers that you will give. Thank you very much. So I think now we've come to see so far what descriptive statistics are. We've also made mention of inferential. We've known about discrete and continuous variables, because as we move on, these are some of the terms you'll be hearing, and we'll be using some of them in our calculations. So it's better we get to know them so that as we move on, it becomes easier for us. Statistics comes with a lot of terminologies. If you're able to understand the terms, you wouldn't have any issue with stats. Now let's look at population versus sample. What is population? What is sample? The gentleman just called me that I should give it to the ladies. So my ladies, the gentleman said I should give it to you. So who is kickstarting for the ladies? Watson Samuel is smiling because he told me to do so. Yeah. Our ladies. Yeah, Elizabeth, I like that.
Madam, please, population is the total number of people in a given area.
Yeah. And the sample?
Please, the sample is a number from the population.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. It's our last one.
Thank you, Doug. When we talk of population, we are talking about the entire group that you want to draw the conclusion, or you want to draw conclusion about. Then when you come to sample, this one has to do with the subset of that population used to represent the group.
Great. I like that. So that is mathematical terms being spoken there. So the population talks about the entire group, then the sample deals with just a portion of it. Now, how do we link up with the picture, the image here? So I believe most of you love chocolate. I really love chocolate. So if I get that full bar of chocolate, that will be my population. If I just take a portion of the chocolate, maybe I break some too. Issa sees me and said, "Oh, madam, can you please dash me some of your chocolate?" And I just take 2 bars B and give it to Issa. That becomes the sample. Yeah, there was a hand up. I think the hand was with reference to the image. How does population and sample comes in with this image? The hand went down quickly. Please, if you raise your hand for that, kindly talk about that for me. What is your take on the image? How is population and sample being used here in the lab? How is population and sample being used here with respect to the lab? Yeah, Prince Edu.
Madam, the sample, when it comes to the use of the sample in the lab, when, let's say, you want to test whether a chemical is an acid or base, that one, you don't need to take all the chemical. You just take a portion of it, then you put it, you put it in a pH scale, or either pH solution or pH scale, then you dip it in. That's my idea about the sample.
Great. So whenever we take a sample, when I go to the lab and the doctor says, I want to check whether you have malaria or not, he's not going to carry the entire blood in my system. He's just going to take a sample of the blood to the lab, and that is where population comes in. So we can say that the blood that is taking, your whole set of blood in you is the entire population. You taking just a sample or drawing a sample to the lab to test what sickness you have will fall under the sample. And I like that the fact that you made mention of the fact that the sample is a subset of the population. So you can't tell me that I am having a population of chocolate and I'm giving you a sample of stones. No, it's not possible. So the sample should always come from the mother, which is the population. Thank you very much. Now, how do we understand measurement skills? This was one of our objectives. What are some measurement skills and how do we understand them? So measurement skills are ways to categorize and quantify variables. And these measurement skills come in different forms. We have the nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio skills. And each of these serve different purposes in statistical services. I'm going to go mute for 5 minutes where you are going to search on the nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio skills. What are they? So you can pick them two. Maybe what are nominal and ordinal skills? What are interval and ratio skills? So these two in one will do. So for 5 minutes, then with examples, because these are the various tools that you'll be using when you start writing your thesis. Maybe switch, you don't write thesis, but if you move to a higher level and you are going through statistics, maybe some people will come and see that, oh, you said you did statistics in UCC, come and use these tools to do some measurement for us. You should know when we are going nominal, when we are going ordinal. What does it mean? That you have a particular measurement skill, which is whether the variable is nominal or ordinal or interval or ratio skills. So for 5 minutes, please, let's do that. When you are done, just raise hand, then you share with us what you got with examples. I will love it with examples. So let's do that in 5 minutes. Okay, so let's see what you have. I can see some hands up. Let me check. I saw somebody raise a hand first. Let me check and see who raised their hand first. Please, those whose hands are up, keep it up so that I can see. Opoku Richard. Yeah, Richard, please go ahead.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I would like to talk about the nominal and the ordinal.
Yeah, Richard, we are listening. Go ahead.
Okay. So, madam, when we talk about the nominal,
Okay. Somebody else, please.
not.
Those who are raising your hand. Hey, Richard, are you talking?
Yes, madam, I'm talking.
Your line is kind of faint.
When we talk about the nominal does not involve any order or ranking.
Please,
But
let's share what we were able to read on that. Yes. I can't hear Richard, so any other person can come in.
Okay, madam. Madam,
Please,
it is.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I being heard?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Madam, the arrangements, they are made in chronological order. The nominal, it starts with the nominal, ordinal, and interval and ratio. And madam, with the normal, we use in categorizing data. For example, the players on a pitch, we have numbers to them, and the numbers doesn't mean anything, or naming of people. We have Kwaku Kwasi, we used to identify people. And with the ordinal, madam, with that one, it deals with rank. For example, class 1, we know that class 1, they are higher than class 2 is higher than class 1, class 3 is higher than class 2, class 3 is higher than class 2, class 4 is higher than class 3. And madam, with the interval to, but the ordinal possesses the qualities of the nominal, and the interval to, it possesses the qualities of the ordinal. But with the interval, madam, we can add and we can subtract. And zero doesn't mean there's no existence of a quality. For example, temperature. When we have 0 degrees, it has meaning. It doesn't mean there is no temperature. And with the ratio to, madam, it possesses the qualities of the interval and the ordinal. With that one, we can add, we can subtract, we can divide, and we can multiply. Example is height. And when there is 0, it means there is no existence of, example, height. There's no existence of height. Madam, this is what I have to talk about the skills.
Great. Oh, let's show him some love. Oh, this afternoon, I have not shown people love. I beg you, show people love. I beg you. Just show him some love for me. So thank you very much for that. That is a good one. Any other? Any other? So for the sake of emphasis, any other? Any other? Based on what we heard, what is nominal? What is nominal? Let's rule that. What is nominal? Based on what we heard, what is nominal? What?
Madam. Please, based on what he said, I think nominal skill has to do with categories with no definite order.
Okay.
Yeah. Example, color or gender.
Okay. And ordinal.
Madam, please, with the ordinal.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it is a category with meaningful order or ranking. There's a definite
in them. Yeah, example is class ranking, first class, second class, third class, and the rest. Or ranks in GES.
So I was about to say that. So with the nominal, if I come to your class and ask you, what is your favorite day of the week? Then you tell me Monday. Somebody tells me Wednesday. Other person says Friday. It doesn't matter the ranking. The fact that you like Monday does not mean yours is better than I loving Friday. No, you can't use that as a basis to judge whose one is better. But when it comes to ordinal, the ranking is very, very important. Like the police service, like the military, like Ghana Education Service. If you can't tell me that you and the boss are the same, no, the boss is definitely higher than you. So the ranking plays a role. In GS, we have the principal two, we have the deputy director, assistant director two, assistant director one. And arranging all of these plays a role. For example, if somebody ranks to the rank of a professor, you can't see a person and tell the person that he and the first degree students are the same. No. But if the professor says he last Monday, and the first degree student or the undergrad says he last Friday, the ranking doesn't matter. Whether you like Monday or like Friday, it doesn't matter. But our level of education really plays a role. And this is a clear difference between the nominal and ordinal. Thank you very much. How about the interval and the ratio skills? What is some of the difference that we can draw? The interval and the ratio scale. I didn't get much about that. So that's why I'm asking the interval and the ratio scale. What can we say about that? Interval and the ratio scale. Okay.
The interval scale says that it is a measurement in which data are ordered, and the interval between values are equal, but there's no true zero. So the zero is absolute. Example, you can take of temperature and but with the ratio one, it's a scale of measurement in which data are ordered, like the same as the interval. They have equal intervals, but the difference is that the interval one has absolute zero, but the ratio have a true zero. That indicates total absence of the quantity. Example, when in age, if somebody is zero, means that person has 0 years, means the person has maybe it has not been born, or the person has gotten to the person is within few months. Or time 000 means that you have not started counting. But with the interval one, temperature 0 degrees, as my brother said, it can be interpreted and it has its meaning. So the only difference between the interval and the ratio scale is that the other one has absolute zero. That's the interval one, but the ratio one has a true zero. Thank you.
Excellent. That is fine. I think because of time, it's clear. So we have the point. The point has been made. Isa, your hand is up. Any contribution that is different from what they've said?
Hello, Doc.
Yeah, Isa, go ahead.
So, per my understanding, it means that the scale measurement that we are talking about, based on the nominal ordinal interval ratio, there are certain parameters that we are defining these scales based on. For example, if you look at the definition given, you realize that they all has to do with some has to do with order, distance, and then true zero. So it means that this nominal, this scale that we are talking about has certain parameters that we are defining we are giving our definitions upon, which I want to maybe add to, because the nominal, if you look at nominal, it has no order, no distance, and no true zero. But when you come to the ordinal, it has order, it has no distance, and it has no true zero. But when you come to the ratio, we can conclude by saying that the ratio has an order, it has a distance, and it has a true zero. Thank you very much.
Great. So the nominal and the ordinal can be measured based on the intervals and the ratio that we are looking at. Yeah, Gifty, you had it up. Quickly add up and let's continue.
Yes, madam. My question is the difference between true zero and absolute zero.
Come again.
The difference between true zero and absolute zero.
Okay, so she's asking a question. What's the difference between the true zero and absolute zero?
So when we are talking about true absolute zero, it means that the number 0 is not in existence to that. But with the true zero, it means that there's a 0 that we are talking about. Thank you.
Have you been asked it? I was even about to ask her to search and tell me. That's what I was about to ask her to do. Gifty.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, you don't want to ask the question.
Yes, please.
I wanted to ask you that I'll pause 3 minutes for you. Search and come and tell me. So do you get the understanding now? And what is the understanding that you have gotten? What is the difference between the two?
Okay, from what he said, from what he said the absolute zero means there's no zero. The zero is meaningless, but true zero means there's an existence of zero.
Okay. Can we think of an example?
Yes, please. But then,
To
please,
make
let me
it
come
clear
in.
to her.
Let me come in. For instance, when you take an examination and you get 0, your score is 0, meaning that it is a true 0. But in a situation that you get temperature, your temperature be 0, means that it is not 0, like it is 0 as it is 0, but that's different meaning which needs to be what? Interpreted. That is the
that is
difference
it.
between
Yeah. I think that is clear, but it doesn't mean Gifty will get 0 in exams. No. So we have gotten the point. Thank you very much. So now I think we can move on because of time. We are looking at some daily uses of statistics. What are some of the daily usage of statistics that we can encounter? Please, these are the things we want to draw our students' attention to. Let them know that we don't only learn stats in classrooms, but when they go outside, the statistics can be used. So you can just go through some of the various uses and tell me which of them catches your attention that you want to talk about with examples. So, for example, we have statistics in news articles. How does it come in? Statistics in research studies. So you can just pick any of them and tell me which of them you like to talk about. So in no particular order, we are looking at daily uses of statistics. In no particular order. When we talk about statistics in news articles, how do you think stats is used in news articles? How do we use it in news articles? How does stats come in? I want to see the hands. Okay, Kobe.
Okay, madam. Statistics help in news because for you to know the amount of rainfall in a particular year, they have to measure and then bring it. So with that, they use statistics and then the sunshine and everything. They can, at the end of the year, they will tell us that this year you recorded the highest rainfall or you recorded the lowest rainfall. It all depends on our statistics. And even the number of car accidents that you had, you use statistics in those things. So statistics help in what news in that way. Thank you.
Great. So in Ghana, Galamsey is now the new trend. We are using statistics to check the various places that Galamsey is overtaking. And it is also helping us to see the rate at which it's affecting certain things. So we are seeing it. It is being outlined here.
And this is as a result of statistics. Good. Then statistics in research studies. For that one, I believe most of us are very familiar with this. When it comes to research, you can't come up with a claim without supporting it with the data. So you can't tell me that all students from code are intelligent or they all attended grade A schools. No, I can't make a claim without supporting it with any concrete data. So I'll need to support my claim with the data and put it in a particular context. Then I can draw the conclusion that indeed what I'm saying is true. So this is also some of the examples. So when it comes to the research studies, maybe we want to conduct a particular also research, like on students on code students that take switch students online. How is their performance with respect to the various courses that they take? We can just use statistics to draw the conclusion. Maybe I'll just pick some sample, then based on that, I'll do some predictions. And that is where statistics also come in. We can also talk about stats in marketing. How does stats come in marketing? What role does statistics play in maths? What role does stats play in maths, in marketing? Mm-hmm. In marketing, what role does it play? Okay, Edu Prince.
Madam, in market, how statistics is used is comparing the change of price and also change in demand. You can use statistics to do that, to inform either buyers or sellers what can happen in the future.
Great, thank you very much. So when MTN access was, they were using, who is that? Please mute yourself. Prince, is it coming from your head? Kindly mute yourself. So we can talk about, maybe we want to find out which of these networks do Ghanaians use the most. Is it Telecel, Airtel, Tigo, or MTN? Then, if we are able to tell, maybe it's MTN, what are some of the marketing strategies that they can bring? What are they doing right? What are they not doing right? So you look at the various trends, they will know how best they can improve on their various services. At first, it was 3G. Now they've moved to 4G. I don't know whether there's 5G. So you realize that this is what they use. They use these statistics based on what their customers are saying, the consumers are saying. There's a particular product on board, maybe Gino tomatoes. How are people patronizing it? Are they okay with it? Based on these conclusions, the data that they collect, they draw these conclusions and they are able to come up with some conclusions. They are able to interpret, and come up with some conclusions, which also help them to better their products. So you see that statistics indeed play a role in the marketing aspects. So at this point, do we have some Arsenal fans in the house? Or you are all Chelsea fans? Do we have some Arsenal fans or you are all Chelsea fans? What side are you?
We are Real Madrid, Real Madrid.
Madam,
Chelsea
Real Madrid
papa,
fans.
Chelsea
We are going to
papa.
win the Champions League, probably.
Arsenal power.
I remember when I was doing my MPhil, my lecturer would say that, all of you are Arsenal's fan, whether you like it or not. So when they ask you a question and you are not able to answer, then you come and stand by you and tell you that, whisper that you're Arsenal fan, I'll leave you. Then you say, Prof, I'm Arsenal fan. I say, good. And you also support Asante Kotoko. Then he will let you go. So we have some sports in statistics. How does sports come into statistics? How is statistics being used in sports? How does statistics play a role in sports?
Yes, for the Arsenals and the Chelsea and the Man U and the whatever.
Madam,
Yeah.
Madam,
Yes, please go ahead.
for example, when Chelsea were playing Barcelona, we checked head to head, then made the predictions that Chelsea is going to score Barcelona, and definitely Chelsea scored Barcelona 3-0.
This one is becoming a personal attack when personal attacks are not allowed here. This is becoming like teasing people. When Chelsea scored 3 goals today, are you supposed to say it here? The sun is too hot. I beg you. Let the Chelsea fans breathe. Okay. So when Ghana, we want to, yes, there's a hand up. Yeah, Emmanuel.
Doctor, in sports, statistics also helps in placing bets. For instance, you can do analysis and then predict matches that this team is going to win. It's going to generate income for you. So with 2 CDs, you can earn about 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Are you talking from experience?
Oh no, from research,
May
madam.
the Lord help you. Thank you
Amen.
very much. So I think that is also another good one. So you are able to predict. You are able to predict based on what you see. You draw your conclusions. It's interesting, Ghana, how when we lose matches, we get the sports analysts analyzing here. So if Brazil is able to score 1-0, Nigeria is able to score this, then Ghana we have the chances to go. All these are also based on stats, and sometimes too. They use statistics based on the past happenings to draw conclusions on what has happened. So these are certain key areas that statistics can be used. Any question? So please, what are we taking home? What we are trying to say is that when you go to the classroom and you are teaching your learners, let them know that when it comes to statistics, it's not only based on what we learn in the classroom, the basic frequency and the histogram, and you are gone. No, it is utilized all around us. Philippa, you want to attack the Chelsea fans?
No, please, I want to ask a question about
Go ahead.
News. Statistics on the news.
On the what?
The news about the newscasters.
The news. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I said the informations about people that the newscasters present. I want to that statistics coming.
Sorry, can you come back again? Your line is a little faint. I beg you.
Okay, I said the information about maybe our actors, the musicians, and some public figures. The informations about them that the newscasters brings out. That one to the statistics come in.
Okay. So I have a lot of lawyers on board. I'm not alone. So, fellow lawyers, what is our take on that? You say the information that we get on the various celebrities and the newscasters and whatever, do statistics also come in?
Yes, please.
Joseph, Joseph, go ahead.
Yes, statistics work in that because the artists, they come with song followers, how the hits of the song, how people are following the songs. So that makes them popular. So the newscasters they are going to discuss about that oh, this year when this song was being released, the people who went for that particular music were about 2,000 or 5,000. That talks about statistics. And then the figure that are given they are there. When you go to that website, see that people who have followed, who have liked it, the number maybe 1.5, 5,000, then those things, they are all there, meaning that statistics work on that. Thank you.
Thank you. So before these musicians come in, they are able to analyze. When there is we are approaching the Ghana Music Awards time, we analyze to know that statistics has shown that around this time, when we conduct this music awards, we get people coming on board. So mostly they use it. So I hope your question has been answered, right? They really do come in.
Yes, sir.
Please, are you okay now? Great.
Yes,
Thank you very much. So now let's look at some scientific methods. We spoke about the fact that when it comes to statistics, there is collection of data. if there is collection of data, we are looking at some scientific method with respect to collection of data. When we are collecting the data, what does the data do? So statistics provides a framework for gathering and interpreting information, which help us to understand trends and make us or help us to analyze or draw conclusions that we collect of data. After collecting, you can think of doing it with organization of the data. So as we are going through this course, know that some questions will be given you, then you'll be asked to organize the data. So we will look at some different ways or methods of organizing data. So after collecting, you organize the data, put it in water for me, and you look at a systematic way that you look at analyzing the data. You just don't pick the data and analyze it anyhow, no. But in statistics, you go through it systematically. For example, in analyzing the data, you can use tables, graph, charts, or visual representations. These are some of the ways that you can analyze the data. But I didn't ask this question. With respect to the collection of data, what are some of the ways that we collect data? How are some of the ways, or what are some of the ways that data can be collected? I want to conduct a particular research. What are some of the various ways I can collect data? Yeah, Daniel.
Please, Madam,
Daniel.
we can use observation, checklist, questionnaires. Madam, we can investigation to expert.
Okay, great, excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you. So you can also rely on past data that people have collected already. You can also use those ones. I can see a lot of answers. Thank you very much. We have to be ending at 1:30 and come back later. I have to go somewhere at 1:30. I'll come back to you after 1:30. So let's try and complete this slide. So thank you all for those raising your hand. Then with the organization, we have made mention of the fact that we can use tables, graph to do the organization. So having collected the data through whatever means, you will decide how you want to organize your data. And that will be dependent on what you want to look at. We also spoke about visual representation for organization. So look at these visual representations. So you can see from the slides here that this doctor is he's having a critical look at some x-ray that he has collected. So that is a visual representation. Maybe this is a patient who is going through some sickness for a while. So as he has collected this data visually, he's having a clearer look at whatever the patient is going through. Then he can do what? He can draw the conclusion. So you can see that once the data is organized, it becomes easy for you to summarize it. Then in summarizing, you look at the key patterns, what is going on, what is the trend, then it makes you come up with your various conclusions. Now you can present the data now. After looking at the trend, come up with your presentation. How do you do the presentation? The presentation should be very, very clear and it should be visually appealing. If you are using graph, when I look at your graph, will I be able to understand what you are doing? If you are using, let's say, pie charts, would I be able to understand it? Whatever you are using to represent your data, I should be able to pick it and get what you are trying to see. So I like the fact that it says that it should make communication very, very crucial. So whatever you are saying, you should be able to communicate to yourself. I should be able to look at it and understand it. Analyzing the data also involves applying statistical techniques. So this course will also help you to look at some statistical techniques that we use in analyzing data. So you want to draw your conclusion. What technique are you using to do your analysis? I'll not mention some of them. In the course of this course, you look at that. Then you draw your conclusion. Then you can say that indeed, the conclusion, based on everything that I've collected, I can draw the conclusion that all students in switch for this block 2 all came from grade A schools. Now I can draw my conclusion based on whatever I've analyzed. Or I had the motive that they all came from grade A schools. However, it turned out that they were not. Then you should also make sure that whatever you come up with is accurate and reliable. You don't just get up and come up with anything because you want to sit down and collect data. So that is why in Ghana, sometimes people analyze data, they come up with it, and other people just counter and say, Master, you can't come up with this. And I believe that the gentlemen do that a lot, especially with respect to football. Somebody can say, oh, Chelsea will win. Then another person will come up with the data and statistics. Then the arguments and discussion can continue. So I believe we are all fine. We've come to see the various procedures that we go through if we want to talk about statistics. Now we want to look at some of the other terminologies that we'll be getting used to. And among one of the terminologies is variable. Variable. What is a variable? What is a variable? So maybe I'll tell you what it is. Then, as generous and nice as most of you are, you tell me some examples of it. Yeah, what's in your hand is up.
Yeah, Madam, please, I wanted to talk about the variable, but since you said you wanted to say something about it, so I'll stop.
No, a good lady does not offer an offer from Boatin. So offer Boatin, go ahead.
Okay,
I'm not
Madam,
going to reject this offer, so go ahead.
Okay, so a variable is any quantity that can be measured. Yeah, for example, is height or age of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. So it can be measured. So a variable, we can say that characteristics, it has characteristics of taking different values across individuals. So if I want to check the age, the height, the weight, all of these can fall under variables across individuals based on your location. So it doesn't matter your location, I can check your weight and your height. Whatever situation you find yourself, I can't check that. Then it also come up with what analysis. When I have my variable, it can also go through some analysis. Data in statistics, we have been making mention of data. What is data in statistics? What is data in statistics? When we talk about data, what does data refer to? What does data refer to in statistics? So we can say that data refers to the actual values. Oh, okay. Oliver, go ahead. Oliver, please go ahead.
Hello, Doc.
Oliver's hand was up. I'm calling, but I can't hear you.
Hello, Doc.
Hello, Madam.
Yeah. Go. Yeah, Oliver,
Madam,
go ahead.
I'm saying that data are the actual values of the variables.
Okay.
Example is the ages of students in your class.
Okay.
So the topic age is the variable, and the ages of the students, let's say Kofi is 18 years, Kwame is 19 years. So those values are the data. Those ages of the students in the class will be your data.
Excellent. So when I talk about the examination score against, let's say, the names of the students, those are the variables. But when I come in and I start listing the scores of the individual students, Kofi got 20, Amma got 10, I got 25. That is what we call the data. The singular form for data is what? Datum. Take note. So when it's singular, we call it datum. But when it is plural, we call it. So the singular form is datum. Then the plural is the data. Thank you very much. Then we've also made mention of descriptive statistics already. These are still terminologies. We've made mention of descriptive statistics. We said that it involves organizing, summarizing, and representing data. So we've already looked at the descriptive. The inferential too, we've made mention of it. And I think we did well in coming up with some examples. So I'm not going to talk much about that. So we can also talk about statistic. What is statistic? What is it? When we talk about statistic, what is it? What is statistic? So when we talk about statistic, we are talking about numerical value that summarizes data collected from a sample, and it is mostly used to estimate or infer properties about a population based on the sample data. I hand us up. Do you have anything to add before I conclude on that? Yeah. A hand was up. So if I pick up a particular sample and I am able to draw a conclusion from the sample, so I picked a sample from my class and realized that maybe out of the 50 students, 20 students, I selected 20 students to check their performance and realized that the 20 students had a mean of 10. Then that mean of 10 for the 20 students who I sample from the population is called statistic. Please take note, because it is based on the sample. It is called statistic. But when we talk about a parameter is the numerical characteristics of a population, such as what? The mean. Isa, your hand is up.
Dog.
Yeah,
I was saying that a parameter is a fixed numerical value that describes a characteristic of an entire population.
Excellent. So the difference between the land. I thought you have landed. Go ahead.
For example, as we looked at the measurement skills, for example, the ordinal, and then we said we have some parameters that we use to describe them. For example, looking at the true zero is one of the parameters that we use in determining the scale value of an ordinal or ratio or what we use is they are the parameters in statistics, especially when we are determining the scale or the measuring skills in statistics. So they are simply a fixed numerical values that describe a characteristics.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So the statistic deals with the sample, whilst the parameter dwells on the population. Please take note, these are possible objective questions that we can get. So I think the rest deals with some of the various types of statistics. We can talk about some types of statistics whereby we can look at the descriptive, inferential, bivariative statistics, and multivariative statistics applications. So we will be looking at them as we move on in the course of our studies. So I think we are going to end here and decide on when to meet for the next 2 hours to look at the last slide. So with your permission, I will have to fall out. Let's look at what we are taking home. Let's look at our target for the day, whether we have been able to meet our target. So among the many objectives that we were looking at was to understand what statistics was. We also wanted to know what descriptive and inferential statistics is. So what are you taking away? Continuous variable, population, the various measurements, and the various applications of statistics in our everyday life. So what are you taking away? So tell me what you are taking away, then we can conclude. And Issa will tell me when we are meeting next. I don't know whether tomorrow at 5 p.m. will be okay. Tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Issa, would that be fine for the class?
Madam, I will decide and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, so decide and get back to me. Yeah, I'm available. Yeah, unfortunately, he traveled, so the time that he called, something also came up for me. So we've done 2 hours. We'll continue with the next 2 hours on the day that you decide. So let me know what you are taking away before we can draw the curtain. So what are you taking away? What are you taking away? If you are the course rep, so summarize it for us and let's go on. Draw the conclusion for us, Issa.
Madam,
Yeah,
I'll let Madam Justina do this one.
Hey, today you're giving it to somebody else. Okay.
Isa, you are the man. You are the man. So talk.
Madam Justina will do it. Don't worry.
Now, some things are for females only. Some things are for ladies only.
Yeah, that is what Isa is trying to say.
Isa, stand for the men.
So
stand for the men.
Assistant course rep, you were called though, so I'm waiting for you to sign out. What are we taking away?
Isa, are you there?
Now, Madam said assistant course rep.
Madam Justina, are you there?
Then I suggest 5 o'clock, as Madam said, it's okay.
5 o'clock.
Today?
Please,
No,
is this
tomorrow.
today
Tomorrow,
or
Friday.
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'm still waiting for your
5
takeaway.
o'clock? Is it PM or AM?
If it is 5 o'clock today, I wouldn't also mind. So if you want it today, we can also do it today.
Oh, madam,
No,
let's
please,
make it
let's
tomorrow.
do it God willing
We
tomorrow.
are waiting for takeaway home, please.
That is fine. Let's do it tomorrow so that at least you
Yes.
can enjoy today. So that is fine. So go ahead. I'm waiting. What are we taking away? So the one that brought the 5 o'clock should answer. What are you taking away? Oh, anybody can answer so that we can close up. What are we taking away? Oh, all the 2 hours, you didn't hear anything. Is that a conclusion?
Madam,
Yeah.
just thank you very much. For today's lesson, we dealt with so many things. We looked at the introduction of basic statistical concepts. We also looked at some learning objectives for today. Then at the end of the day, we're able to understand what statistics is, which we said is a science that deals with the collection, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting and representation of what data. We also went to look at descriptive and inferential statistics, discrete and continuous variables, population and samples, measurement scales, and some useful statistics in our daily lives, which has to do with statistics in news articles, that of the research studies, marketing data, sports, and social media analytics. At the end of
So
the day,
that is a true leader there. He has covered up for everything. Thank you very much, Isa. So I
thank you.
believe we can conclude here. Tomorrow we'll meet at 5 p.m. till 7 and we'll draw the curtains on the last slide. So kindly go through it. So we'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye.
Isa Goza. Go there, Isa. That's my boy.
But you people